I'm out of focus. I'm out of focus. I'm out of focus. I'm out of focus.
It's fine. Fine.
Fine. All right. I'll just do this.
How's it going?
How's it going, everyone?
Man, I love that intro. I love that snow falling up through the sky.
It's that time of the year for snow to fall right back up.
My sunglasses are crooked.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
I look like a crooked bug.
I like that we can see Twitch or StreamYards reflected in your eyes.
The magic.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone can hear me okay, right?
Yeah, does everyone look good? I mean, does everyone look good?
Yeah, and do we look good? That's really more.
Do we look good? And do we sound okay? Is the question.
Do I look hot? Is Peter acceptable?
Is Peter acceptable? Okay, cool. I'm gonna do the extremely corporate intro. It's not corporate. It's actually a good intro. Is that here I go. Welcome to Out of an Abundance of Caution.
Stop. Can you do it in a very corporate way though?
Yeah, but if I did it in a corporate way, I would do it via email. Do you know what I mean?
Good point, right?
Yeah, I would send an email with this and just see like, please be advised, these are the new rules.
How long would it take you to send an email to everyone watching with
listen, if you want to send me your email, I will send you the intro in response. My email is peter.mills.weiss@gmail.com. If you send me an email, I will drop the intro into the email. Just so you know. But I'll read it out loud right now. Welcome to Out of an Abundance of Caution, an avant-garde microfestival live and online of quick and dirty, fascinating work responding to and from the places and people with whom we select to shelter on a wildly inclusive and non-hierarchical platform. Donate during the show to the Brick via PayPal and tip our individual phenomenal artists on Venmo. We also encourage you to sign up and log in or sign up. Log in or sign up. Basically, get a Twitch account so you can join in the chat. I mean, I don't know. Are you like some kind of like freak who can't get a Twitch? No, just get a Twitch account if you can. That'd be so nice. Anyway, so Julia, what's up?
Not much. Special shout out to all the gamers watching.
Yeah, shout out to the gamers. If there are any gamers in chat, let us freaking know. You know what I mean? We're gonna start the show off actually before we get into our first act. Arielle, we're gonna start off with a magic trick. Yeah. So yeah. So if everyone could just take a look at if actually Lauren, if you're managing this, can you make Julia's screen big and my screen small? Do you know what I'm saying? So like, see how big I am? I want to be much. Yeah. No, the opposite. The opposite. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so.
Okay, ready?
Perfect.
Here we go.
Yeah, here we go. All right, do we see the 3 chairs? There are 3 chairs. There's the first chair, 1, 2, and 3. So let's count them together again. So here's the first chair. This is the green chair 1. Then we have the brown chair number 2. And then we have the yellow chair number 3. So let's space them a little bit more evenly, Julia, so we can see them a little bit more evenly. There are no tricks up our sleeve. Julia, can you show them inside your sleeve to make sure that everyone knows that there are no tricks up your sleeve? Nothing's going on, nothing crazy, nothing insane, nothing's in the sleeve. So we have the green chair, the brown chair, and the yellow chair, right? So green chair number one, and we have the brown chair number two, and we have the yellow chair number 3. Chat, can you let me know how many chairs that you see? All right, how many chairs do you see in the chat? Because we want to make sure that we're not lying here or getting anyone twisted here. There should be 3 chairs. If you see 3 chairs, put a 3 in the chat. Okay, so we see 3 chairs. That's a green chair, a brown chair, and a yellow chair. Now, Julia, if you could take out the brown chair. Julia, remove the brown chair. Now push the 2 chairs back together so that they're a little closer together. So that's 2 chairs. We have a green chair. We have a green chair that should be on your left and a yellow chair that should be on your right. So that's 2 chairs. So if we add back in the brown chair, Julia, add it back in. If we add back in the brown chair, we have 1 green chair. Can you even it up so it's a little bit more in the frame, Julia? So it's a little bit more even. So we have 1 green chair and the brown chair that has been added back in. We have 2. We have the second, which is the brown chair, and then we have 3, which is the yellow chair, right? So that's the yellow chair. Now, if we can take the green chair and switch it with the yellow chair, we're going to switch the 2 chairs, right? So we see them right there. We see 1 chair on the left and then 1 chair in the middle. and then 1 chair on the right. Exactly. This is 3-card Monty. This is exactly the same thing. So then what we do is we take away the yellow chair. How much for the chairs? At least. And then here's what we do is we put back the yellow chair and then we count up again. We count them up again. We have the yellow chair, and then we have the brown chair, so that's number 2, and then we have the green chair. I've seen this by the West 4A stop. True. This is the exact same thing. So now Julia's going to take away 2 chairs of her choosing, leaving only 1 chair. Which chair is left? It's the green chair. Now we're going to add back the other 2 chairs and count them up again. Right, so we have the yellow chair, the brown chair, and finally the green chair. Now put your guess in the chat. Put your guess in the chat. If you can guess, put it in the chat while we announce the next act.
Our first act,
yes,
is Arielle Cottingham. They are Houston-born Afro-Latinx performance artist, dancer, and pushcart-nominated poet. And they're coming now.
Hello. Thank you for having me. It is 2 a.m. because I'm coming to you from Berlin. I'm reading a small excerpt of a piece that I'm working on, a longer one-person show. And yeah, hope you like it. Berlin, 2020. Winter was coming, and the bars had closed again. It was supposed to be the year of hindsight, of knowing you fucked up and how you were fixing to do better. It was supposed to be the year of getting your shit together finally, the year of clarity. In some ways, still was. Let us pray. Our family, who art a haven of art and STEM, hollow out the machete flowers in Schulhaze's chest and fill them with every drop he lost. Thy kitchen be kingdom, thy safe houses be holy, and shelter greater even than stone walls. No accident of birth, no bonding by blood brought us together, but we are bound by Marcia's bricks as much as by Baldwin's books. Praise be the potlucks cobbled together of cans from many pantries. Praise be the arms to which we flee when fathers forget their children are human. Praise be the doors that open, the roofs that welcome, the beds that pride themselves their makeshift splendor. O holiest of laughters, O sovereign embrace, ours is the pride, the power, and existence, now and forever. Amen. I will not forget this year. I will not forget this place. Berlin is a bitch with a black eye and a gold tooth who will punch you in the face and give you whatever stitches you need to stick around for the next uppercut to the jaw. Each of her knuckles is a landlord, a legion of landlords who will evict you in the midst of a global pandemic and keep half your caution or deposit because fuck you, really. She'll kiss that bruise with the couches and spare rooms of friends who have taken the same household beating. Berlin, with her Vega nightmares and K-hole dreamers, has a habit of stitching together found families from her meanest left hooks. Berlin is a bitch with a beautiful, too short summer and a jab cross winter that'll knock you flatter than the half-drunk beers left out along Sonnenallee. I will not forget the prickling anger at noses draped over fabric armor on public transport. Berlin eats the souls of her lovers and dares call them lost when they beg for change on her subways. Amen. Berlin grows out her bush so you can fuck or piss or shit in peace in her parks. She winks at you from Späti doorways and shouts obscenities at you in Kotti. Berlin is a cheap date who'll make sure you're never more than 5 minutes from your next beer or 3 months from the end of your sublease. Berlin paints her nails purple and blows smoke ring portals into every bar. Fuck your fashion. Fresh, cleaned, fast fashion that's okay because you got it at secondhand at Humana. You will leave this place stinking of cigarette ash even if you don't smoke. I will not forget the bars where we held hands and sipped drinks not our own. Berlin's clothes fall off in the street no matter how cold or wet it is. Berlin bets her bike lanes against your helmet, you dweeb. Berlin is drunk on her sheep zect and her sheeper beer, and she belts out techno homages to the jackhammers that tore down her wall and screams with her ambulances until the Turkish wedding car horns drown her out. Berlin drinks the shopkeeper's spit on Karl Marx Strasse and wipes her mouth with startup's bankruptcy papers. Berlin wants to be socialist, but keeps evicting them all. Berlin wants to be anti-racist, but keeps calling the cops. Berlin wants to give you as many scars as she can before spitting you back out into the rest of the world, because she knows a good scar is a good story, and she's got a reputation to think about. Berlin, you make it so hard to live here, but don't make me leave. Ich liebe deine Falafel zu sehr. I will not forget sleep. A haiku for sleep and a tanka for landlords. This year made us all forget what good sleep felt like. I will not forget. I will not forget the legion of landlords who evicted us in the midst of a global pandemic. May you never sleep. A reading from the Book of Emptied Apartments. It was a slow leaving. The bags pacing next to the door were carried out in shifts over days. They cooked their fevered, youthful love into the walls of me, extravagant meals helping them forget the dry coughs knocking at the windows. Dust mites have always made my skin crawl. There is no one now to sweep the flecks of itching plaster from the floor, to tangle stray hairs and dust into bunnies on the end of a broom. A romance enjoyed left the building skittish, tucked into hand-me-down bags with sidewalk salvage sweaters and fresh Purell. The late March snow is unseasonable as rubber gloves on the wind. I will not forget. Summer wanders in, freckle-kneed, middle finger raised at ice machines. I will not forget the glow of technology holding us in community when we could not hold each other. Summer, Minneapolis, 2020. 8 minutes, 46 seconds. Actually, released body cam footage confirmed it was 9 minutes, 31 seconds. Rest in power, for there will be no peace. Let us pray. Hail, lapsed daughter, they of rebels, our pride, our power, and our existence, to you we cry, children beyond gender. Of you we beg for the bonds of rights, searching for family found in exile. Turn then, most badass of advocates, thine arms of protection toward us. Lead us in protest and paint the prismatic rage of our people on every flag, O vigilant, O furious, O resilient lapsed daughter, amen. The old god of rebellion is a brick. The new god is canned soup. Let us pray. Thanks so much, y'all. That was an excerpt from an upcoming show I'm working on, Apocalypse 2020. Y'all can follow me on Instagram if you want to see the rest of it when I'm done working on it.
What? Are we back? We're back. Okay, so guesses. We're just gonna anyway. First of all, let's just celebrate Arielle's beautiful work there. That was so sick. But also we have 3 chairs. So we have 3 chairs. We have 3 chairs. We have 3 chairs. Put some claps in the chat for Arielle. But just also recognize that we have 3 chairs. We have 3 chairs. We have 3 chairs. Just recognize that we have 3 chairs. So just put think about chairs, and put, if you have a guess, if you have a single guess, blue is a good guess. It's Kate McGee. 3 chairs is a good guess as well. So we have 3 chairs. We have 3 chairs. Julia has moved the camera away, so we're going to stop with that for now. Well, we're back with the 3 chairs. If we could remove 1 chair, can we remove 1 chair? 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 People saying they're light green, so we remove the brown chair. Which chair should we remove next? Should we remove the first or third chair? Which chair should we remove next? The first or the third chair? Which chair should we remove? Should we remove? We're removing. We have a vote for the yellow chair. We have the vote for the yellow chair. So the yellow chair. Which chair? We are removing the yellow chair. We have only the green. Shall we center the green chair? Can 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 we center the green chair? The green chair has been centered, and let's put that green chair a little bit off center, a little bit more off center, like a little bit, yeah, just a bit off center. And can we tilt the chair? Tilt the chair. Can we tilt the chair a little bit? And can we tilt the chair back? And tilt the chair back. So we're going to tilt the chair back. Now put 2 chairs back down. Put 2 chairs back down. So we're putting 2 chairs back down. We have a brown chair, and we have also a yellow chair. And we're going to even them all up and kind of center them in the frame. We're going to even the chairs up, and we are going to center them in the frame. And we are back to 1 chair, 1 chair, 2 chairs, 2 chairs, 2 chairs, and then we have 3 chairs. We have 3 chairs. We have 3 chairs. There's been a request in the chat to put some little Lego guy on it. Does anyone disagree with this? If you disagree with this, Julia, do you have any kind of little guy to put on it?
Peter, I don't have any kind of little guy to put on these chairs.
All right. On that note, we're going to move into our next piece of art. We're going to be seeing some videos from Wamoo. So I'll read his bio. It's Juan Alvarez, also known as Wamoo, is a Dominican-American video artist from New York City. His style can be described as an internationally flavored version of pop art, using bright colors and music to blend together influences from all over the world. Please check it out. We'll get back to the chairs in a minute. I'm sorry, it's a little confusing, but we'll get back to the chairs in a minute. Just stay tuned. And
Whole Foods gotta drop cheese. Whole Foods gotta drop cheese. Whole Foods gotta drop cheese. What? Whole Foods gotta drop cheese. Harlem, 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 Harlem. Whole Foods gotta drop cheese. Whole Foods gotta drop cheese. Whole Foods gotta drop cheese. What? Whole Foods gotta. Harlem, 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 Harlem. Whole Foods gotta drop cheese. Whole Foods gotta drop cheese. Whole Foods gotta drop cheese. What? Whole Foods gotta drop cheese. Harlem, Harlem, Harlem.
마법 같은 일이 생긴 거야. 심장이 두근댄단 말이야. 넌 아주 무뚝뚝한 표정으로 모른 척하지만 마법 같은 일이란 건 말야 순식간에 벌어진 거야. 너도 이런 내가 낯설겠지만 나도 내가 낯설어. 내가 널 좋아한단 말을 이렇게 하고 있잖아.
Oh, scan for the land. Oh, I ran out of breath.
너의 표정은 나를 수가 없어. 괜찮다 하는데 그래 보이지도 않고 속상하다 하면 난 바보가 돼버려. 너의 마음을 헤아릴 수가 없어. 그저 바라보는 것밖에 할 수가 없지. 많은 말이 아닌 딱 한마디로 너를 보내고 싶어. 적지 않은 위로를 받지만 지금이 제일 어려워. Always be by your side, baby. Let's dance like this until you smile again. I will.
Yo, what's up? What's wrong with that? I already did it.
Right, it's green. It's green.
I love
Close
you.
the door.
At 12, you're yelling into the void.
너가 나에게만큼은 기대해줬으면 해. 한껏 참다가 울어버리는 나에게 괜찮다는 말은 하고 싶지만 할 수가 없지. 많은 말이 아닌 딱 한마디로 너를 보내고 싶어. 적지 않은 위로를 받지만 지금이 제일 어려워.
We're back, everybody. And we have 3 new things in our little chairs. Everyone, that was Wamoo. You can follow him at This Is Wamoo. That was so sick. So claps in the chat. Put some Doritos chips in the chat if you're so inclined.
Some Doritos in the chat, please, for Wamoo.
That was so beautiful, so pretty, so relaxing. I feel like my life needs all of those things. Beautiful, pretty, and relaxing. I'm going to see if I can focus my camera. Julia.
Yes?
Regale the chat.
Can everyone sort of rate how their Christmas went, whether or not you celebrated it? December 25th, how did it go for you? Scale of 1 to 5. 1 being bad, 5 being good.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Ryan wants a big and a little.
Little Peter, big Julia. No problem. Anything for Ryan.
Yeah.
4s, 4, 5, 3, 4.5.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing, anything above a 5. -2.
-1. 5-1, 5-1.
Oh yeah, I forgot that I said 1 to 5.
Yeah. No. Oh, you know. I have a Julia. I got back into my roots. You know, I used to do a lot of music.
Yeah.
And I recently, over Christmas, and the holidays, I wrote a new sort of like a Christmas, like an avant-garde Christmas song.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Do you want to hear it now? Should we hear it now, or should we move on? I feel like we should move on.
How short is it?
It's very long. Is the only problem.
It's really long.
Yeah,
okay.
it's about how I feel. You know what I mean? Like because it's very dependent upon like my vibe. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna say no because I'm excited about the next guest.
Okay.
That we have coming up. It's Jaime Wright, astrologer, writer. You may know her as a self-described retired performance artist. She read my chart once. It was extremely cool. And here she is.
Yeah, Jaime. Yeah.
Yeah, here I am. Hi, guys. I'm here to talk to you guys about the astrology of 2021. Some of you might remember that I did a little thing back in April about the astrology of 2020 that probably gave you anxiety. So hopefully this time goes a little better. Share your comments with me. I might not read them now, comments, questions, but I'll answer them after in the chat. Can we see my screen now? Oh, here we go. So when we're talking about the astrology of 2021, you know, there's a lot to talk about, but I want to keep this simple. And I know that we're sort of like an artistic crowd here. So I'm going to talk about one of the major aspects that actually really is like really exciting for art. It like moves art forward, culture forward, science forward, revolution forward. But just to start at the beginning, this is a photo that I took. It's not a good photo. I'm not a photographer. Don't care. On a pier in Red Hook, sometime in the middle of December, like around the last eclipse. And looking out into this sort of foggy harbor is a bit of what 2021 is like. It's like the future is here, but it's foggy because we have to make it, I guess. We have to clear the fog. We have to like be active. We have to make the future happen. And one of the biggest signatures of 2021 is that a lot of planets are in the sign of Aquarius. On December 21st, a lot of you probably watched in the sky, or the Griffith Observatory had this beautiful telescope live feed of the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction, which Saturn is the planet of contraction, Jupiter is the planet of expansion. And those two met in the first degree of Aquarius on December 21st, the winter solstice, which is such a hopeful, beautiful, optimistic time. I love winter. I see Kate McGee's in the chat, so winter power. But that conjunction, that happens every 20 years, the meeting of Saturn and Jupiter, and that really is like a cultural reset, because Saturn is the rules of society and Jupiter is the growth of society. And especially in the early part of 2021, actually at the end of January and early February, basically all of the planets are going to be in Aquarius. The sun is going to be in Aquarius, Venus is going to be in Aquarius, Mercury is going to be in Aquarius, and Saturn and Jupiter are still going to be in Aquarius. So there's a lot of Aquarius energy, which is the most socially conscious sign. But sort of playing up against that, there's also going to be the planet Mars and the planet Uranus in Taurus, which Aquarius and Taurus are both fixed signs, and Aquarius is the fixed air sign. So it's about social life, it's about conversation, it's about thought and ideas. And Taurus is the fixed earth sign. It's about being grounded. It's about, you know, staying fixed in sort of the lush, green, verdant field, if you will. But during 2021, Saturn is going to square Uranus for most of the year, which is an aspect that usually brings big social revolution. We actually had like sort of a sneak peek of that transit. It sort of became active between March and July of 2020, and then it sort of faded back. But now we're sort of this whole year, Saturn and Uranus are going to be squaring each other. And squares in astrology, it's two planets at a 90-degree angle, and it both creates and releases tension. But another aspect that's happening that's also very exciting is that Jupiter and Uranus are going to be square. And Jupiter, Uranus, and I'm going to start quoting heavily from this book called Cosmos and Psyche, which is like an extremely academic astrological text. But when Jupiter and Uranus come together, I mean, the biggest year in recent memory where Jupiter and Uranus were together was 1969. In the year 1969, Jupiter and Uranus were conjunct, I believe, in the sign of Virgo. They were also with the planet Pluto. Obviously, a million things happened in 1969. 2021 is not actually going to be exactly like 1969, but I'm going to sort of tease apart what it is going to be like. When Jupiter and Uranus come together and they're conjunct, We get things like the year 1969. We get things like in the 1500s, when both Galileo and Kepler were able to prove their theory of the solar system. We get Darwin's theory of evolution. We get Freud figuring out psychoanalysis. We get the American Revolution happened under a Jupiter-Uranus conjunction. The French Revolution happened under a Jupiter-Uranus conjunction. We also get amazing art and amazing literature. And what we get is a lot of artists, like sort of first major works put out into the world. I mean, not even trigger warning, just like, no, like this book was just written by like a baby boomer, cis white hetero man. So his references are that. But, you know, at one of the conjunctions that happened between 1913 and 1915, we had the first works by James Joyce, Proust, Kafka, Yeats, Ezra Pound, T.S. Eliot, Gertrude Stein. At the following one, we had Virginia Woolf's first work. The Fairy Queen was published under one in the 1500s. Some of Shakespeare's first folios. Machiavelli's The Prince in the 1500s. All of J.D. Salinger's Glass family stories came out of the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction in 1955. But we're not getting a Jupiter-Uranus conjunction in 2021. We are getting the Jupiter-Uranus waning square. And I know that's a bunch of jargon, but basically what the waning square is we're still getting that Jupiter-Uranus energy. We're getting the tension. We're not getting it in such like a compact sort of calcifying way. Like we're not getting 1969, but we are sort of getting the prep for that. And we're also getting the closing of the last cultural era. And I wanted to talk about, so we're in 2021 sort of starting the process of closing a cultural era that began in the year 2010. And so what was going on in the culture in 2010? Again, I'm speaking from the frame of reference as like in 2010, I was a 22-year-old, you know, white privileged college student. And so going through what happened then, we're gonna, you know, things that felt impactful to me were, you know, a certain range of things. But I go back to 2010 and be like, what was meaningful to me? But 2010 was the year of the movie Inception, which sort of blew up a certain kind of movie genre. It was the year of Black Swan. Okay, it was the year, I'm sorry, I should have said a trigger warning for this, but it was the year that Tiny Furniture came out. And this movie poster did not age well, but 2010 and 2011, it was also the year that second Fleet Foxes album came out that had the line about, if I had an orchard, I'd work till I'm sore. And I feel like these two things together, along with like a lot of other things that were happening, was sort of the beginning of like the peak millennial as snowflake art scene. Especially because the conjunction that happened in 2010 and 2011 happened in the final degrees of Pisces and the early degrees of Aries. And this is a New York Magazine cover from, I think, early 2011. I was obsessed with this article that was about millennials in this, that literally just was like an analysis of Fleet Foxes lyrics, because that's what people used to talk about. But what was I saying? So it happened in the final degrees of Pisces, which is the sign that's all about dreams, you know, fantasies. Like it's like the last sign. It's the sign that sort of you sort of dive into the abyss a bit with Pisces, to say it in a reductive way. And then also in the earliest degrees of Aries, which is all about like confidence and singular vision. And so I think a lot of that sort of millennial snowflakes as high culture was sort of coming out of that, like, both I have no idea who I am, but I'm so confident in who I am kind of energy. Another thing about Jupiter-Uranus conjunctions is that they really want you to collaborate. Like, you know, Freud didn't come up with his ideas in a vacuum. Kepler didn't come up with his ideas in a vacuum. Darwin didn't come up with his ideas in a vacuum, you know. Neither did Lena Dunham, I guess. That's besides the point. But, oh yes, wait, another sort of, collaboration that sort of came out of nowhere in 2010 was One Direction, who were just 5, random teenage boys from the UK who were just thrown together and now they're all super famous. And I think there's something, I'm going to write an essay one day about like the chart of the founding of One Direction, because it's absolutely insane. But it's very Jupiter and Uranus conjunct in Aries, because they none of them were even that good of singers, but they all like just had these fans who loved them for them, and the attitude was sort of like, why can't I be famous? I mean, some of them are talented, but when you watch their original X Factor auditions, like Lewis does not do well. I'm sorry. Janelle Monáe's The Arch Android came out in 2010. And I feel like that is such a Jupiter-Uranus moment. And it sort of combines, like, the android part was the very sort of Aries, like sort of going forth boldly. But then, especially this is like a still from the video for Cold War, which, like, if you've seen that video, just the close-up of her face the whole time and the tears are streaming down. And that is just so Piscean to me. 2010 was also the Body Talk by Robin year. It was also the year of My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. And obviously this was not like Kanye's burst onto the scene. He had been around for quite some time, but this was sort of like a reinvention, or it was sort of his like opera moment in a certain way. And now we look at something like the Runaway video that was like, had all these classical ballet dancers, that was also very Black Swan. And now that's sort of like, everyone kind of does stuff like that, but no one was really doing stuff like that in this moment. And I remember just being shocked when I saw this video, and it's very Jupiter Uranus of like this unexpected collaboration that's actually brilliant. What did I have after that? Oh, and so another sort of touchstone I had was, I was like, what theater was happening in 2010? I was a senior at NYU at this point. And like, truly when I went to see The Method Gun or the Rude Mex, that like changed my life. And there was something about that show. I mean, now I'm sort of like, but when I saw that show at the time, there was something about it where like people weren't doing work like that then. Like, it was sort of like the first show that I went to where I was like, oh, this feels very now. This feels like, oh, the audience is being invited into the world. We're all writing down the names of our favorite teacher and it's getting projected onto the wall. Like, we're sort of experiencing like this sort of gentle trolling that then became the theme of like downtown theater for the entire rest of the 2010s, basically, of like trolling of the scene, trolling of the industry, but also like the loving kindness of that. And this premiered, I believe at the Walker or the Wexner, one of the W theaters, in 2010, but I was looking on the Rude Mex website last night, and they actually started developing the Method Gun in 2007, which was during the Waning Square, before that next conjunction that happened in 2010, 2011. And this is what they wrote about the process on their website. In spring 2007, we conceived a new way of working together, new to us, and began meeting weekly with the full company to brainstorm ideas, work on our feet, and follow our interests in a loosely structured format. The work ranged from watching Cassavetes to creating work based on Susan Sontag's essays on photography. We were lucky enough to be invited for a week of play development at the Orchard Project that summer. There, in one short week, we drafted many of the ideas you saw tonight, and so much credit goes to the people listed as collaborators. We took the 2007 summer fall off to tour Get Your War On and hit the rehearsal room in late October to begin this draft. It was truly a draft, a way to test ideas and notice the rabbit holes in preparation for continuing to work toward premiere. And that is true for all the elements: writing, direction, design, performance. And just like there are so many key words of what Jupiter Uranus is to me in there, just like they're doing a process that's new to them. They're going through rabbit holes. They're making drafts. They're throwing things against the wall. But it was also in that waning square period, which is the sort of like, fuck it, I've been through all this with like this cultural period. I'm sick of it. Like, what's the next thing? I don't know what the next thing is, but I just have to like throw out all my ideas and figure out what was working and what wasn't working. In this last cycle, someone's talking about the swinging lights. I love the swinging lights. I cry thinking about it sometimes still. I don't know why. And so 2021, I think especially for artists, is we're like in this period of like letting go of like that 2010 shift that we all went through. And we're like about the next actual conjunction of Jupiter and Uranus is in 2024, and it's in the sign of Taurus. And so I made this is a little nerdy. I don't care. This is a little sort of almost like journaling guide. I'm just going to read out these ideas and you screenshot this if you want to take it home. But so what big thing was bursting out of you in 2010? And then in 2013 and 2014 is when we were having the first waxing square of this Jupiter-Uranus cycle. So it's like, how are you further pushing the limits of that in 2013 and 2014? Then in 2016 through 2018, how are you reacting to that work that you made in 2010 or made in 2013 and reversing the narrative and trying something new or rejecting that? In the research from Cosmos and Psyche, what's interesting is like, you see a lot of artists bursting out at the conjunctions, but then you also see some who burst out at the oppositions. And a lot of the ones who burst out at the oppositions are people who are really reacting to what happened at the previous opposition, like both the Beatles and Bob Dylan burst onto the scene in 1962, which was an opposition of Jupiter and Uranus. And I feel like they were very much a reaction or sort of an echo or a further complicating of the conjunction that happened in 1954 and 55, which was really kind of the birth of like American rock and roll as we know it. And then, so 2021 is like, how can you use 2021 to digest like, you know, what burst out of you in 2010, and then maybe you sort of felt jaded about by the time we got to 2016. How can you digest it and then invest in the findings you've made since 2010 without rejecting all of it? And then thinking about the future, like what resourceful, sustainable, generous, practical creations do you want to bring into the world by the time it's 2024? And how can you start experimenting with it now? Why not start experimenting with it now? I think where we're sort of headed in the world in 2021, like 2020 was sort of the last year, and this is astrology, okay? This is just what astrology says. 2020 was like the last year of the past. It was the last year that we could just hold on to the detritus of the past. And 2021 is now like, okay, the future's here, the future's new. How can you like, how do we take how do we not, you know, we can't get rid of the past, but how do we take the lessons from that, move into the future? And I really think 2024, we're going to start seeing the seeds of the breakthroughs, the seeds of the revolution, the seeds of the new cultural shift happening this year, but maybe they're happening behind closed doors. And then by 2024, you know, the Runaway by Kanye video is going to happen. So that is sort of my report on the 2021 vibe. I'm going to hang around, ask me any questions. I'm going to read through any of the comments in the chat. Yeah, tell me how you feel. I hope to write like a bigger piece about this. I'll let you know when I write that. I got very excited, especially about One Direction. But thank you guys. I think that's all for me for tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Jamie. Jamie also sometimes offers private readings. So if you want to get your chart read, I've done it, Peter's done it, and it's great.
I'm trying to do it.
So you should hit her up on the gram.
Do you want a taste of the piece that I've written?
Give us a taste, and then let's
just
move it along.
It's it's sort of, it's like kind of a sampling thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Bring all the fun. Yeah.
One, two, 3, 4. You see what I mean? It's like slowly revealing the sample over time.
It's great. It's great, man.
Thank you. I'll do it longer, for much longer, if we at some point in the show.
Yeah, at some point.
Yeah, maybe next, after the next act. You think that'd be a good idea?
Next up, we've got Emilyn Kowaleski, a dear friend, writer, director, scholar, facilitator fighting for collective liberation through explosive historical inquiries into paradigms of power. Just a little taste of her bio. And here she comes.
Hi, hello everyone. Thank you so much to everyone at Out of Abundance of Caution for having me. It's a delight to be here. I'm gonna share some intentions with you tonight. I started writing daily intentions every morning in September 2019, which are basically like little mini poems which would acknowledge what was happening in my body and my brain, and try and shift the energy usually into something more productive that I wanted to create, which proved pretty damn useful in 2020, this trash fire of a year. Beautiful trash fire of a year. So I'm going to share some with you tonight. Some of them are written in the first person with I, and some of them are written with you. But when I say I mean you. And when I say you, I mean you, because they are offerings tonight. I'm going to play some music. It's designed to be meditative. So if you feel called and you're able to do so, you can close your eyes. You can lay down on your couch, your floor, whatever. There's not really much for me to see here. Or much for you to see, excuse me. I'll give you a moment while I get my music on to lie down. Intention for 2020. 2020 will likely move quickly. You can already feel its motion rumbling underground. You can already feel your feet sliding across the mud as you run to catch it. You are calling for abundance. So when the ground you have been watering erupts, it is your job to press it gently back down and redistribute the soil to make space for more growth. A few reminders. 1. Hope is not the same as unfounded expectation. The things you manifest do not magically appear simply because you ask them. They appear because of the work that you will put in and have put in to see them to fruition. 2. Fear is not the same as protection. See to it that you set and stick to boundaries that honor yourself and your own needs. Not that shut out or shut down people, perspectives, or possibilities. 3. The house you are building does not have to look like the houses you've grown up in and the houses around you, but it can play homage with a floorboard or two. Decorate it with majesty, honesty, complexity, and light. Hold ample space for others within it. You are only as large as the space you can create. June 1st. May I let myself be water, filled to the brim with calm, rippling lightly with the wind, while fire simmers underneath. May I love myself wholly so that I may love others wholly without the cracks of myself bursting between us. There is power in the mundane. There is love in tiny gestures. There is care in space and in silence. July 22nd. I take pleasure in discovering the rhythm of each day, finding how I dance in its uniquely set tune. I root myself in small tasks, feeling the driving beat of simple action, letting it guide me forward. I find curiosity and joy in the doing. The world is on fire, so I let myself coexist with the smoke in my bones. May I know the difference between doubt and reflection. May I find the distinction between self-deprecation and humility. May I feel both my majesty and my insignificance simultaneously. This is how I find what it is to exist in grace and commit myself to the joyous creation of alternative worlds. December 25th, Christmas Day. There is no wrong way to spend this day. No waste of time, no time to waste. Root it in care. Choose yourself. Choose your bliss. Wrap it in the joy of others and let them know that you love them. For what is a holiday but a time to let the people you love know that they matter to you? Disappear into a book, go for a run, cook a feast. Just do not forget that you are loved and love. That is all. That is the only. June 28th. This is after the Queer Liberation March. If someone would have told me years ago that I was staring at the girl in college with the raven tattooed across her back because perhaps I wanted her, and less perhaps because I wanted to be her, I might not have this blue heron etched on my shoulder blade, now baked in red from marching in today's sun. And I cherish this bird on my back. It reminds me of the beauty of existing in an ever-shifting relationship with the truth of my own being. July 4th, which is my birthday. Live in poetry without structure. Exist in the narrative without arc. Listen for love in everything, from the wheels of your bicycle whirling beneath your pedaling feet to the familiar greeting of the bodega owner who grabs your favorite gum every time you approach the counter. You need not muscle to be a force. You need not relinquish being a student to be an agent of change. You need not always stay quiet in order to hear. You come into right relationship with the world by placing your ear to the earth and listening to what you may do to feed both of your souls. December 12th. The collapse, the fight for air, the sudden nothing below your feet are just here for a visit. Banging on your door, shame and judgment in tow, they call through like, bitch, we're here to party on your soul, let me in. Shame brings whiskey and calls it medicine, yet she invented the disease. You invite them in to dance with you, to breathe with you, to move their feet with you to a new dance that you dream up. And as they begin to cackle like schoolgirls they are, you just dance in your own magnificent body until they understand their company was never welcome in your house. March 31st. Whatever messes I make when wading through the murkiest of times, I clean up. Dripping with love, I come to you whole, unafraid, and sure of my needs. I let go of expectations. I let go of control. I let go of what meets me on the other side of articulating my truth. I sit with the contradictions in myself and between us. I make peace with them. Allow myself to fall into fantasy. Blades of grass on my back. Peach juice dripping off my lips. It's beautiful at the edge of the world, your hand in mine. That's all I've got for you tonight. Thanks, everyone.
Yay! Give it up for Emilyn. So beautiful.
Thank you, Emilyn.
Um,
That ruled.
so give some claps. Yes. I love that too, the Molly Zone. Put Molly Zone's comment up there. Once, yeah, love that. Yeah. Follow Emilyn. Yeah, so do you guys have does anyone have any sort of critiques of like my composition? Like
It seems like it's been different.
sorry, just a second.
Peter,
Yes.
do you want to introduce the next act?
Sure. The next act is Maya Sharpe. Maya Sharpe is a multi-passionate maker and thinker. Maya's passion lies in exploring in simplicity and humanity through composition. So please welcome Maya Sharpe.
Hello, hello. Oh, Sunday night. Yeah, I'm digging all of the astral things tonight. It's putting me in that special place that I love under the full moon. Thanks for having me at Brick Theater and out of abundance of caution. A very happy new year to all of you. I've got 2 songs that I'd like to share this evening. One of them is a love song. Well, they're both love songs, but one of them is a love song for my fellow kind, my fellow humankind. And I'm excited to leave all of the grief and the fear and even the love and the joy and the sweat and the food in 2020. Empty that basket, because there will always be grief, there will always be joy, there will always be anger, there will always be, it's just about remember to empty that basket. Fill me with all you have to give. Fire in my eyes. Squeeze me till satisfied. Never call them all right. I'll believe in me till I'm dead. Come and look at me, I'll take your dread. I'll cup my hands and drink your sorrow. I'll cup my hands and drink your sorrow. Bitter, so bitter up a day. Bitter, bitter up a day. Up a day. Sit away, up a day. Bitter up a day, up a day. Silver, the day. I trust me. Trust me. Fill me with all you have to give. Fire in my eyes. Day bitter day, apple day. Squeeze me till I'm satisfied. So bitter that never call them on my red, 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 red. See, 'cause I believe in me till I'm dead, dead. Come and look at me, I'll take your dread. I'll cup my hands and drink your sorrow. I'll cup my hands and drink your sorrow. Better, sorrow, better, better, better day. Sweet, better, 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 better. That was called Fill Me. For all you lovers out there, I see you. Don't try to hide. I see you. The next song is my love song to the river. Oh, I love a good river. Just a bubbling brook. Walking bare feet in the riverbed. It's a great place to dump your basket. Just watch all that grief and joy and sorrow and anger just roll on down the river, baby. I'll race you to the river. I'll race you to that tree. I'll race you 'cause the river is where I like to be. Don't forget your own way. You're gonna lose me someday. It's alright, it will be okay. Just for now, let's run and play. I'll race you to the river. I'll race you to you're doing fine. Step up over the waterline. Your touch is far too kind, and your smile makes me lose my mind. 'Cause when I wake up, I am one day closer. When I wake up, I am one day closer to eternity. Believe you me. I have found my sanctuary. Don't forget your own way. You're gonna lose me someday. It's alright, it will be okay. Just for now, let's run and play. I'll race you to the river. I'll race you to that tree. I'll race you 'cause the river is where I like to be. Oh, baby, now step right in, you're doing fine. Step up over the waterline. Your touch is far too kind. And your smile makes me lose my mind. Oh, well, when I wake up, I am one day closer. 'Cause when I wake up, I am one day closer to eternity. Oh, believe you're me. Oh, 'cause I have found my sanctuary. Thanks, guys, for allowing me to share my stuff. Yeah, you can find me at Miss Maya B on Instagram if you want to check out some other stuff.
Oh,
Wow, that was awesome.
thank you, Maya Sharpe.
I was really stoked on that.
Yeah, that was very cool.
I was really stoked on that, and so was.
Yeah, well, I wanted to address this because I saw someone asking what the penguin's name was earlier in the chat. And the penguin's name is Aerosol.
Aerosol. So everyone say hello to Aerosol. Say hi, Aerosol, in the chat. Say hi, Aerosol.
And I know that many of you are asking this question in your head, so I will address it now. Aerosol is looking for love. They are looking for love. They have been for a long time, and they're feeling good about this year.
Yeah. Just so you know, Aerosol is single. Oh no, aerosol.
Aerosol, like an aerosol spray, like how you give someone COVID.
Aerosol's hugely single. They love just like passionate hangouts in like crazy uncontrolled domestic bliss and Baroque music. So if you're interested in those things, let us know and you can take Aerosol out on a date. Who do we have next, Julia?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. We've got Sanaz Ghajar coming up next. Who are they? They're an Iranian-American writer, director, curator, and DJ. That's it.
Yeah, take us out.
Happy almost New Year. In honor of all the Medium articles I've been reading recently, I thought it might be interesting to give a list of my very own. So here it goes. 15 things I've learned in the last 10 months in my house. 1. Drink some water is the answer to more things than I'd like to admit. 2. It doesn't matter what my rising sign is. 3. Companionship is worth the effort. 4. Exercise is grounding. 5. Rest is necessary. 6. I don't have to be a cook. 7. I don't have to be a mother. 8. I don't have to be busy all the time, and my productivity is not an indicator of my worth. 9. Before Eckhart Tolle and Deepak Chopra, there was Montaigne and Foucault and Hannah Arendt and Kant. 10. Martinis taste better in martini glasses. 11. If you're a third of the way through a movie or a book or a TV show and it still sucks, maybe it's just not going to be that good. 12. No one gets to call themselves your mentor. In fact, the word mentor is weird, problematic, concerning, and I've opted out, preferring human, colleague, friend. 13. It takes wisdom and grace to be silent and listen. 14. Your wounds and your trauma are not the only things that make you interesting. And 15. In the words of Richard Leipold, we cannot choose between the empty and the full and pretend to be alive, because they are the same thing. So cheers to 2020, 2021, and everything in between.
Cheers. Thanks, Sanaz.
Thanks, Sanaz. How's everyone doing in the chat? How are we feeling? What's going on? Really sound off. Really get deep. Really get dark. Really get specific. We want to know what's up.
Yeah. Dropped my pills on the ground.
Oh, that's good. Can anyone guess what the pills were? Any guesses in the chat for what the pills were?
One of them's gone now, but here are the remaining pills.
Right. If you can guess, yeah, you're out of wine, Little Big Time. I feel the same way. Lactaid, okay. Prozac, Real Peter Funk says, 2020.
Teeth. Yes, Little Big Time. It was a Tylenol slow release. It wasn't a slow release.
We have a pill god in the chat. We've got a pill.
Classic pill god in the chat.
A classic pill god in the chat.
It was a regular strength CVS brand pain reliever.
But ritual vitamins, it would be cool to project tiny people on them. Yes, that would be cool. I would love to return this
to the program.
Huh? I would love to turn the stream into like a design meeting for the chairs. But
but we can't do that.
We really can't do that.
It wouldn't be fair to the artists.
It wouldn't be fair. Yeah, exactly. And the artist that we have up next, like, actually rocks. They rock. It's Parlor Walls. They're gonna be Parlor Walls live at the Brick Theater, performing 2 new songs featuring Andy Kinsey on bass, and directed, edited, and produced by Molly Mary O'Brien. Sound by hashtag Keegan Zima. Lighting by, of course, hashtag Theresa, hashtag Buchheister. Please check it out.
I can penetrate the walls from the outside. Overturn excuses, rehearse and reverse it. More times repeat it, repeat it, repeat it. Signs are wrong in the chat. They don't know you. Diamond they don't know you.
We are Parlor Walls. I am Elise.
I am Chris. We are at the Brick Theater.
The year has been pretty overwhelming.
We made an album and had a whole tour booked, which we didn't get to do. In the grand scheme of things, it's not that big of a deal, but it's been a bummer and we miss playing.
I guess I didn't realize how physical of a thing being a musician is, because you always have a show booked and you're physically going to a show, playing a show, going to a friend's show. And it really makes you kind of like obviously slow down throughout all of this and just realize how much you miss having that community has been really difficult. I feel like it kind of went in waves. Sometimes it was okay just being home and either mixing or whatever, doing something very introspective. But then you'd have those bursts of, oh, I need to perform, or I need to go see a show. And it really just makes you humble, and you just miss those times so much.
I didn't realize how important it is just to hear music really, really loud.
Yeah.
And like feel bass.
I know.
Like the absence of that, you're like, oh fuck, I need that. Like,
yeah.
I don't feel like myself.
Right. In its simplest description, the Brick is a nonprofit venue that nurtures a variety of different artists. And it's been in Williamsburg for about 30 years, I believe, and had a pretty robust lineup, scheduled for the year of 2020. Obviously, that could not happen, so it was devastating. This space just has so much like eclectic and diverse programming, so it brought in a lot of different people, very inclusive. So to me, this space is about inclusivity and just a diverse lineup of programming, which I think is really important.
Saw Bill Frisell do a live score here. That was really cool. There's like a pizza party aspect to it. We played one of our first shows here. The curation is great. You can see all types of stuff. You can walk right in off the street.
Yeah.
And it's like such a small room. It's very intimate.
After all this time not performing in a space, you really think about like what actually goes into hosting a night of music, say. It's the space itself that has to be well run. It's like finding the sound person, finding the door person. There's so many moving parts, and totally took that for granted. I mean, it's just, it's just second nature. Like, oh, play there. Awesome. Great. Yeah. Now it's like you really think just how much goes into a night of music. Even non-artists, they need to go to spaces, safe spaces, to experience art, community. And just that being wiped out has been, I know for a bunch of my friends, really difficult. So I hope people, and me, I include myself in this, can come at this on the other end with more compassion toward creating art and going to see it.
Hello? Julia caught with something in her mouth.
It ended right when I popped it in my mouth.
God, that was just, I felt a little, I almost teared up a little bit because it was just like, oh, the Brick and, going to shows and things like that. And I don't know. What? You don't like that sound?
I mean, no. I don't like that. Oh my God, it's so loud. Okay, fine.
It's the Brick. It's true.
All right. I just ate 3 crackers.
All right.
Ready?
Yeah.
What?
Any snackers in the chat? Any snackers in the chat?
Yeah.
We got any snackers in the chat? Come on, chat. Snack it up.
I just snacked on some crackers, some coffee, and some aspirin.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
All right. Should we move on? I think we've got
we've got Peter Funk up next.
Peter Funk, my nemesis, but also one of my favorite things.
That's how I feel about you.
No. Peter Funk is looking for the bio, is known for his big muscles and his even bigger brain. Join him for his 2020 year in review to hear all the real news you missed this year, like the time he flew a jetpack over the ocean and was knighted. I see nothing untrue about that. Get ready for some fucking truth. Here comes Peter Funk. Julia, what do you have to say?
Nothing.
Good day. Here we are. My name is Peter Funk, and welcome to my year in review. We have had such a wonderful lineup this night already, but here I am changing pace a little bit. Now, I'm cozy just like the rest of you here in my bedroom with my Christmas bouquet, got my jigsaw puzzle going in the back. So, just hope you're all feeling happy and good tonight as well. So I'm doing a slideshow here tonight. I'm going to click the share screen button and then we'll see where we're at next. Okay, sharing works best on a good computer. Well, we'll see. Okay, here we go. Okay, there we go. Wow, complicated. All right, I believe I am sharing. Yes, just let me know if I'm not. Okay, here we are. Peter Funk's year in review. Now, unless you are more out of it than Aunt Mary after drinking 3 bottles of vanilla extract, you know that this year was a total mess. It was worse than when your wife leaves out the sugar and puts salt instead in the rhubarb pie. It was worse than stepping into a fresh cow plot with your brand new Sunday shoes. And it was even worse than that time that I got trapped in the outhouse and Henry Schwanz pushed it over while I was still in there. But we're not here to talk about my problems. Well, at least not too much. We're here to reflect on all the news that you missed in terms of my highs and lows this year. First up, month of January. Well, I was bestowed with a great honor. It seems to me that every year Americans are becoming more and more wise to the fact that their so-called founding fathers had some problematic qualities. So, a petition went around the internet to update Mount Rushmore with our contemporary heroes. And guess who was first in line to have his features re-chiseled onto the face of George Washington? That's right, Peter Funk. Well, the accolades just kept coming. I got a letter from the Queen of England saying, Peter Funk, your contributions to science, to mathematics, and to politics are unparalleled. Come to England so I can knight you. Well, I didn't know so much what she meant. I haven't done much science or math. I think she might have had me confused with another Peter Funk. But when the Queen says, come over, you say, what time? So off I went and was knighted a great day in February. Now, then March came along. Well, I was still hanging out in London. I quite enjoyed it. I was eating the local cuisine and trying to learn the local languages. But then, as you all know, things started getting pretty dicey with COVID. And I decided there was no way I was getting on an airplane in that climate. So I got in touch with Clark Kent and I flew my ass back to America. Next up, it was pretty clear that things were going to get worse before they got better. This country was a dumpster fire. I have never received so many electronic mails and Twitter messages saying, Peter Funk, what are we going to do? Can you give us some motivational speeches? Well, I didn't have a whole lot to offer at that time because I was as confused as the rest of you. But I did make this promise This country is on fire, and I promise to put that fire out. Then May rolled around. Like many of you, I got caught up in the hobbies I could do at home. Some were baking bread, and others were doing macrame and all that kind of bullshit. But I turned to music, and I released my first country album. The creative juices just flew right out of me. It was called Pieter Funk, Meine kleine Corona Gesanga. That's translated to My Little Corona Songs. It featured such hits as My Schnodderkade, which translates to My Handkerchief. There was Wiet Wiet Mennonite, which means Go Quickly Mennonite. We had Thou Shalt Not Sneeze, self-explanatory. Then we had the Outhouse Blues and Votum Chala Cinderella, which of course translates to Cinderella, your pants are too short. Then June came around, my favorite month of the year, because it is the month of my birthday. And this year I turned 40 years old. Well, 40 years young, let's say. I could not gather with my friends and family due to COVID, but I celebrated by photoshopping my head onto this animated centaur. Then we have July, a great month for fishing, and I was out on the lake there almost every day. And one of my buddies turns to me and he says, Pieter Funk, have you ever heard of Plenty of Fish? And I said, oh no, I have not. That sounds like a good website where I can go and trade some fishing tips and tackle, bait, what have you. But it turns out Plenty of Fish is a website where you can meet all kinds of beautiful ladies. And I must admit, on that website, I filleted a fish here and there. And I hope when I get to the pearly gates that Jesus Christ hasn't kept too close track of my summertime shenanigans. Now, word got out that Pieter Funk was an eligible bachelor. So I was phoned up by the great folks at the reality show, The Bachelor. You might have heard of it. And they had me on, and I had never in my life seen such a beautiful crowd of ladies. But the most beautiful one was right here in the back row, Nettie Funk, and we fell in love. Well, maybe I should have picked up on the fact that something was fishy due to the fact that we shared a last name, but the heart wants what it wants. Well, it turns out she's my second cousin, and that's not a big deal in Mennonite country, but in the United States, suburban areas, it became an international joke that I was a cousin lover. So we had to separate, and things took a bit of a turn for the worse. September rolled around. I turned to the bottle, and I got into all kinds of shenanigans with the wrong crowd. The National Enquirer here, even, I was on the front cover there, running through a baseball match with my birthday suit on. Pretty embarrassing, although my body looks good. Then October, it was truly rock bottom. I had some leftover cash from being on The Bachelor, but all I could do was use it to dry my tears, which were falling out of my face 24/7. Then we had November. Now, if you are as out of it as Jacob Thiessen's dead cow, you may not know that I have been running for President of the United States since 2017. But the votes were counted and the truth came out. I am not going to be the next President of the United States. And, unlike some losers, I am man enough to be able to admit that. But that left me at a crossroads. What will Peter Funk do next? Well, my family back in Rhineland kept saying, Peter Funk, come home, come back to the farm. And I will admit, Father John, I did miss him. The way he strokes the chickens right before he wrings their necks is pretty tender. And Brother Henry, who loves to cuddle with the cows, perhaps a little too closely if you catch my drift, but I missed him also. And then, of course, there's Cousin Abe, perhaps the most sexy Mennonite who ever crawled the earth. Look at that face, you can't deny. He's quite beautiful. But I then reflected onto myself, Peter Funk, you're a metropolitan man. Do you really want to go back to the farm and hang out with all these losers? No. So where does that leave us now? In the same position as many of you. We are on the precipice of the end of this shithole year. And I don't have any crystal ball. That Jamie from earlier was responsible for that. But I do know this. With a mind like mine and a body to match, 2021 will be a good year. In fact, it will be a great year. And I trust this will be the same for all of you. Happy New Year. Thank you for all your support and have a good night from Peter Funk.
Thank you, Peter Funk.
Thank you, Peter Funk.
We also hope for good things this year. But what's up? Why are you snapping?
Oh, like I'm affirming you.
Oh yeah. Okay, I thought you were trying to get my attention. I thought you were like, oh, Peter, pay attention. You're not on it. You're not snapping.
You're naked. You're naked. You're naked.
You're naked. Oh yeah. That would be pretty bad. That would be pretty bad.
You forgot your clothes.
You forgot my clothes. Chat, before our next guest, do you guys chat, do you want to take out one of the Jenga pieces here?
Oh yeah, we forgot about the Jenga. Peter got Jenga for Christmas.
Yeah, that was my only gift. And, I got Jenga. So if anyone wants to say which Jenga piece comes out, but it's got to be quick. The left one, I heard the left one.
Okay.
It's the left one. Here we go. Okay, there we go. That's Jenga.
Sick,
okay.
dude.
Wasn't that freaking amazing, chat? I want some validation. Up next is Kristin Worrall. That's all the information that was given. Please follow Kristin Worrall at Kristin Worrall.
Here she comes.
Bum bum bum. Yum bum bum bum.
Hi. Yeah, sorry I didn't give my bio. It's been a time. It's been a year. So speaking of time, I'm gonna set my timer for 10 minutes, and I'm gonna give you my top 10. Not necessarily of the year, but of my brain during this year. So while I'm giving you this, I'm going to make my favorite cookie of the year, and that's gonna start with an egg. And we're gonna make a meringue, and I have this very trusty, rusty little gadget here. It separates it, see? So we're gonna make a meringue. We're making a French meringue, and normally you have egg whites and you have sugar. And I'm gonna add that. And normally you turn on the speed at low and then you get it to a foam, but you know what? I'm just gonna add all the sugar at once. Shh. Don't tell anybody. It's actually like the meringue will turn out fine. So we're just gonna let this go for a bit and we're gonna get it to a stiff peak. And the egg is actually my number one thing. When I hang out with people, if you've hung out with me, I ask people if you were stranded on a desert island and you only could eat one food group, what would it be? Well, my answer is the egg. Provides lots of protein, it's delicious, you can make it lots of ways. Okay, so we're making a sandwich cookie and this meringue is going to be the base. But we're going to make what is called a décoise. And it's sort of like a McClung, but oh, I'm going to add a little gluten-free flour here. Speaking of my favorite things, this is my favorite brand, Carol's All-Purpose Gluten-Free Flour. So we're just going to whisk this together. And yeah, what are my favorite things of this year? Well, I will say, you know, I know that the pandemic started later on, but one of my favorite things to do ever is making lists. And that's what I did a lot during the pandemic to keep myself sane. And, you know, I actually think a lot about John Waters, because I don't know if you read Art Forum. So I'm just sifting this. And this does have almond flour and powdered sugar, yes, and some flour. And now I'm going to just turn this up. But John Waters makes these great top 10 lists in Art Forum, and I feel like John Waters is like maybe one of my hero spirit animal people. You know, he's really funny. He's really productive. He is a total perv. I mean, I feel like I'm funny and not so productive this year. I actually was like very lazy this year, but that was a very purposeful thing. And I'm a little bit of a perv, but I'm maybe a little bit more of a private perv. But yeah, so I made all of these lists this year of my favorite things, and the sifting is taking a really long time. So when you do sift, make sure to get something that has maybe bigger holes in it. But yeah, I made all these lists of like, what are my favorite music? What are my favorite celebrity crushes? Do you know who they were? I mean, yeah, I can tell you later on. But also, I made a list of my favorite music, and a music that I was obsessed with this year was gamelan music, which is an Indonesian orchestra, and I'll play a little bit for you right now. It's a little trancey. I don't know if you can hear it over this. Hold on a second. So we're just sifting this because we want to make sure that it's all, the lumps are all out, because we want to have a nice smooth dough. But this gamelan music is really nice. What did I watch this year? I was obsessed with The Vow, Nexium. I just watched this great movie, The Body Double. Okay, so we're gonna get this to stiff peaks. And you can maybe see that this is not yet at stiff peaks. Can you see? I bought a new house and I'm in my new kitchen, which is gonna be destroyed soon, but we do want to get this at stiff peaks. So I'm gonna just turn up the thing a bit. I might not be able to talk that loud over you, but okay. So yes, I was obsessed with Nexium and with Jeffrey Epstein movies and all these very like problematic things. So that's maybe why I like to bake, because it soothes a little bit. This is getting to stiff peaks now. Another movie that I just watched recently was this Brian De Palma movie called Body Double. Really good. Also problematic. But to sort of soothe all of that is a book all about love. And I do think that this year, even though it's been all messed up, now, this isn't quite the stiff peaks yet. I'm gonna get it there. Just having an ethic of love. Okay, so a stiff peak is like this. No, we're not there yet. Just approaching everything with love, because it's been kind of depressing, right? It's been a little depressing. Now when you get the stiff peaks, you still want it to be glossy. Okay, we're good. We're good. Okay, now we're gonna add our flour, our sugar, a little powdered sugar. We're gonna do it in 2 batches. And we're gonna fold it. And I'm using almond flour that I got at one of my favorite places, Colusian's. It's on 28th Street and Lexington Avenue. And you can get anything in the world there. And so we're just gonna fold this. You still wanna keep the meringue intact. Do it in 2 batches. Add the rest of it. You can also use other nut flours if you want, but almond flour is really nice because it's nice and subtle. And what are we making, actually? My favorite cookie. My favorite cookie is called an alfajore cookie. It's a South American cookie, and usually it's made with shortbread, but I do find that making the meringue that you want to keep intact when you're folding it. You want to keep it nice and light and fluffy, because when you're biting into a sandwich cookie, you want that nice softness to be there, right? You don't want it to crumble like our lives have crumbled this year. No, this year's been good. One of the other things on my list is thinking. I've thought a lot about my life, and I bought a house. I was able, oh, we're done. You're gonna have to tune into my Instagram. I will post what the end product looks like. Sorry this took so long, but it's been a long year. Bye.
Oh my God.
Bye, Kristin.
Bye, Kristin. It has been a long year. Almost as long as my nostrils.
I want to make meringue.
Oh, yeah?
On election night, Kate McGee made us a milk bar pie, which they sell at Christina Tosi's Milk Bar. And I threw it all up.
I think that's the best metaphor for this year.
Yeah.
That I've yet heard.
I ate so much of that pie, and I drank so much whiskey, and I threw it all up in my little trash can. Then I threw away my trash can.
Right. So, you know.
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you.
Yeah. Gossip. Oh my God. It's not a referendum on your desserts, Kate. I can tell you that. It's a referendum on how weirdly cathartic and anti-cathartic and drunken that night was.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Yeah. Cool. So we're gonna keep going. And what we have next is we have Jackie Rivera, the top van moments of 2020. You can it's your friendly neighborhood Van Dyke returns to share their mistakes, triumphs, travels, and projects. Self-identified creative survivalist Jackie Rivera took the life art oeuvre to the max 2 years ago when they purchased a rusty old Dodge with a Dolphin on it as their home on the streets of Brooklyn and beyond. The Dolph van has mobilized what is possible when basic theatrical carpentry skills meet alternative housing solutions to survive as an artist in one of the most expensive cities in the country. Get ready.
I've never heard anyone say alternative housing solutions like that.
Let's get it on.
My name's Jackie Rivera, and welcome to my home, the Dolph van. Today we're going to be talking about the top van moments of 2020. Living in a van, it was great before 2020. It was okay after 2020 too. But I'm hoping that in the new year, we're going to see a lot more adventures. But today, I'm going to invite you in for one last project of 2020. It's been a real year of vanity. Excuse my pun. I've been doing lots of projects in the van that aren't exactly practical, but have made it feel very homey. Things that I pushed off because maybe I thought I didn't deserve them. But 2020 is a year of self-improvement. It's a year of self-reflection. And it's a year of self-care, because what the hell else were we doing? Oh, look at that placement. Well, today I'm working on this project to organize one of my drawers here. You know, everybody's got a junk drawer. Well, my junk drawer is full of office things that I haven't used in a very long time, but they're all jumbled together and sometimes the drawer won't close. You know what I'm talking about. This kind of shit. Got mail, my old passport that's expired. I voted early stickers because they did. Bike lights, you know, all kinds of crazy shit. So this piece, when I saw it on the stoop of a house in Brooklyn Heights, I thought, well, that's perfect. That's going to slip right in there. But you know what it didn't do? Slip right in there. But I'm going to finally do it. I'm going to do it. It's going to seal all of 2020. It's going to be a metaphor for how much I've organized my life. Like my anger will go in here. My eternal loneliness will fit right into this section. This is where all my art will go in that compartment. So throughout this project, I'm going to be counting down the top van moments of 2020. These are going to be things that I've gone through in the year 2020 with my old gal, the Dolph van. So back in January of this past year, and she caught herself some snow. Take a look at this hot shot in the snow.
Snow, 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 snow.
Isn't that sweet? Just the snow settled right on top of her. Yeah, well, it fucked up my battery and I had to buy a new one. Safety first. Woo! First cut right there. Next moment of 2020, that was a delight, I must say, and actually makes this project happen as it is right now. The doll fan finally got her solar panels. I'm not sure if he's been on the show before, but my good friend Lane Dambois, Master of the Sun, helped me install my solar panels. There they are on top there. That's my old wiring. Lane had nothing to do with that, but it works. Really turn that off first. Gonna do the last cut on this, and hopefully we can start getting her in there. Boom shakalaka! That's done. Oh no, it's not. It's not gonna be super pretty, but here we go. There's nothing like finishing a good project, which brings me to my next point of 2020 in the van. I finally got to play the rural queer, and I went out to Western Massachusetts with this old girl ready to live that rural life. I got into a little bit of trouble down there, but check it out. Oh yeah, summer on the farm, the greenhouse effect on my dashboard, eating fresh veggies from the garden, just working on some long overdue projects, like finally putting in my cork floors. That was incredible. And then, well, I got stuck in the mud. It sucked. City tires, no bueno. That was bad. That was a bad one. I really gave it to myself that time. Anyway, we recovered. All thanks to some farm hands. All right, moment of truth. Gotta see if this thing fits. Fuck! Look, we all make mistakes. Okay. So, check out some of my big oopsies from the year 2020. Oh yeah, 2 pissant problems came back to haunt me this year. Well, I put off putting my ceiling back together after we did the solar panels, and it was just the bane of my existence. And then, of course, probably because the 6 holes that we put into my roof on the solar panels, another leak sprang up. This footage is from a couple years ago, but basically I had to do the same shit again. Fuck my life. Hi, welcome back. Things are better. Sometimes you just gotta turn the map. Well, we're nearing the end here. And this is a special moment for the van. One that you're experiencing right this second. My van on display. It's hard to look at your mess, you know, and then put that on the internet for everyone to see. Let me get real with y'all for a second. There are mistakes that I've made in the 2 years living in this baby, but there are also some triumphs. And I think what I learned this year in 2020 is that the messes are the triumphs. What wasn't working for us? What was the mess that we kept shoving into the drawer? And it gave us a real shot at organizing it. So take a look at these last band moments as she made her performance debut across many platforms this year. Oh, hey there. My name's Jackie. This is the Dolph Band. Today, we're going to talk about second chances. Let's see, 5 things I can't live without. Roads, pools, the feeling of wind in my hair. The answer to all of my cosmic questions, my true soulmate, my burgeoning career, lies at the bottom of this bag. What have I been eating? Ow! What the fuck? Do you think? Could it be? Amy! It's here. So now that I've got my life in order, don't look at that stuff. Now that I've got my life in order, bring on 2021. Thank you all, and have a great night.
We gotta go. We gotta keep moving. We're gonna keep moving. 10, 9, 8,
Well, next guest.
7,
It's
6,
Melissa McClung.
3,
Elevator to earthly
4,
destruction.
7, 8, 8,
Award-winning
9,
filmmaker based in Western Massachusetts.
10.
Please welcome Melissa McClung.
0. Please take us out. Please take us.
Love your fate. Will it be life or living death? Follow shuffle. Your breath comes in gasps, hearts fall. Then, the mind explodes.
Life be in the 21st century? Been created for you. It's just a part of the thrilling start of Century 21.
All right. Oh my God. Okay, really fast. Jenga. Anyone want to pick the Jenga? Okay. Pick the Jenga.
Jenga.
Chat. Come on. Chat.
And clappy clappy for Melissa McClung.
Oh yeah, give it up for
No.
Melissa.
Which
McClung,
Jenga brick to take
and
out?
which Jenga part should we take out? We gotta know now. We don't have. We gotta clap. We got a Jenga. There's no one responding. Second row
from top middle.
Second row from top middle. Second row from top in the middle. Here we go. Oh, all right. Next up.
Wait, we didn't even see it.
Oh, sorry. Here we go. The top. There we go. All right. So
Peter. That's not funny.
Why is it not funny?
We need to see the brick come out.
All right. Up next is Sarah Krasnow. This is On Guard was completed at the Catwalk Arts Residency in Catskill, New York in October 2020. It's an ongoing theater movement project that places museum guards front and center of an artistic work rather than on the periphery. This video features collected interviews, excerpts, poses of museum attendees, and recreations of the audio landscapes of museums, including the repetition of audio material that the guards hear multiple times a day. The piece is part love letter to the studio space in which it was recorded.
I don't think you have to read the whole bio.
Okay, so yes, this is Sarah Krasnow. Enjoy, everybody.
My name is Jose Colon. I work for the Museum of Modern Art Security Department. We're here in front of Joseph Roulin, The Postman by Vincent van Gogh. It's a portrait of one of his friends. Vincent had a hard time making friends. You know, he always wanted to be a portrait artist, but no one would sit for Vincent. You know, most people say everybody wants a Van Gogh, but nobody wants Van Gogh, you know? The postman, he met him at the station where he sent letters to his brother Theo. They both had leftist ideas, so when they got this relationship going. And in this, you could see the kind of high key colors, the jacket with the strong lines. It's looking back at Japanese prints with the flowers because he was also fascinated by Japanese prints at the time. When he painted this, it wasn't like preparatory sketches, like he drew with a pen, or, you know, he just went in. This is straightforward with the paint. He's like, just have a minute, sit down for me. He had a way of taking portraiture from something that was usually only like rich people can do it, and you know he's taking it down to a level of, hey, my neighbor can be this. This guy has got an awesome beard, like the swirls of Starry Night. The readiness of his cheeks kind of denote like they were drinking buddies. This guy was like a heavy drinker. And then when Vincent had this kind of crazy episode, he would write letters to Theo, hey, your brother's fine, I'm taking care of him. When you talk to people today, they don't write letters anymore. When I was in the military, letters was one of the most important things you waited for. If you're underway for 6 months, you're waiting for that letter. The postman reminds me of that, and I always treasure it. It's always about emotions and feelings. You know, what was he thinking about the postman at the time, and what were they talking about? Did they just finish having a drink? I mean, for all we know, he could have been painting him at a cafe, having wine, you know, but what a relationship they had. Mid-step, mid-step front, mid-step side, point, point, arabesque, tendu, toes up, Well, I had finished my docent training, which was 2 weeks, 6 hours a day, and then shadowing another docent time and doubling with another docent. And I'd been trying to do the Art Institute of Chicago. I had tried a few times there. And then Charlottesville happened. And I thought, the Illinois Holocaust Museum is where I need to be. If you're going to look closely at a painting, one thing you should do is put your hands behind your back. This is a signal to the guard that you won't touch it. When you're at the Pompidou, one summer at the Pompidou, I mean, people were really leaning close, and every time you lean close, there's a buzz. So there's buzzing all around, and it's loud, and it's embarrassing, so it stops people, but I don't know. I was there in the winter when there weren't any tourists, and nobody was buzzing, so some people know not to lean in. How are you doing? My name is Jose Colon. I'm a security officer at the Museum of Modern Art. I've been working here for 21 years. We're in front of Les Demoiselles d'Avignon, painted in about 1907. I'm attracted to it at the same time. I want to move away from it because it has this kind of haunting, spiritual kind of feel. They're like 5 women prostitutes in Barcelona. They kind of look at you, and at the same time, they have this ability to, like a good painting does, it follows you around with the eyes because it's so glaring and so big. The colors, the pink hues. Getting down just as one color of blue that he's using on his leg, and the way he just destroyed this other leg, it reminds you of something that you would get from syphilis or something that's unintended, like an illness from a sexual nature, patronizing these brothels. And this wasn't done in one half-dash night. Picasso did studies of this work. He knew what he was doing. He was kind of assaulting the senses. It wasn't shown for many years because his friends were disgusted by it. And there was a story that he hid it under his bed rolled up, and that the years that he had rolled up, there was a story that he hid it under his bed rolled up, and that the years that he had it rolled up and hidden away didn't really show it, and it developed this crease. And so when I was working as an officer in the gallery, I'd always take a closer look to see if I can find the crease. I feel for these women, but I also know the importance of this painting. And after this, the 20th century just jumped into a whole different path. The whole title of the Museum of Modern Art can't be that modern if you didn't have this piece. If you look around, everything jumps from here. wish I could have told him. I looked at the Rubens and Rembrandts. I liked the John Singer Sargents. He told me like Turner, and never have I turned since then. No, never have I turned any other always having been said. I married an executive company and all this having been done. A Turner, I own one. And here I am in this uniformish pantsuit sort of thing, thinking of the art teacher. I was just a girl then. I never have had love since then. No, never have I loved
I got scared.
It scared you?
I got scared. There was a jump scare. I got scared and I walked away. But that was extremely cool.
That was extremely cool. And I also did get scared. How's chat doing? What's going on? What are the vibes? What are the feelings? What are the thoughts? This is the end of the year. Follow Sarah at Sarah Krasnow. Okay?
Okay. And again,
Okay.
you can tip.
Oh yeah, we haven't shilled for tips at all.
We haven't shilled for tips yet. PayPal.me/out of caution.
Listen, we're shilling for tips, okay? Who likes this voice?
I like that one.
But not when I do like I'm sorry.
No, I hate that.
Okay. Oh yeah, the Blair Peter Project. I don't know where to go or what to did my mommy? Where's my mom? I think I lost her at the mall. I think I lost my mom. My mommy lost me at the mall. Who's next?
Giovanni Naarendoorp is up next. Giovanni Miguel Naarendoorp, writer, comedian, actor, living in Brooklyn.
Ooh, I just got dizzy because I was breathing in and out.
You okay?
Yeah, I think I'm all right.
You need to lie down?
Nope, just put on the next act.
Okay. You can find Giovanni's comedy at Dinner for One Comedy. And here he is.
What's that? No, yeah, apparently it's a virus. Yeah, it's like all over. Hello. I'm Giovanni Miguel Naarendoorp. Going to be doing a bit of an improvised poem for you. Is it a poem? Is it free association? Is it just a story? Or is it a conversation? Who knows? That's nice. Need a whole lot of nice right now. This year has been mean to me. not just to me. It's been mean to the whole country. Not even just this country. It's been mean to China, Chinese Americans. It's been mean to Italy. Hasn't been mean to New Zealand. They had it pretty good, actually. Yeah. 2020. That's 40. I'm not 40. I just turned 30. I left a whole decade of living in New York City, being cool, drinking here, drinking there, saying, hi, how are you? They say, I'm fine. And I say, that's good. That's good. Then I go into my head where I already am. And I think, am I good? Am I? I had a lot of those thoughts this year. I did. I thought, what am I doing? Oh my God. Everything's shut down. Am I shut down? Apparently not. Still here. Speaking to you right now. Whoever you are. It's just funny. Who are you? I don't know who you are. Are you a man? You a woman? You a cat? If you are, I hope you're a cool cat. You feel me? My sex drive completely declined this year. I thought, is that extenuating circumstances or am I just 30? Who knows? All I know is can't go outside with a mask. And that life ends one day. Whether it's Corona or something else. Could get hit by a bus. Imagine getting hit by a bus in the middle of a pandemic. I would be furious. Thank you. That's all I got. Before I go, please go to YouTube and search The Very Berry Sketch Show. It's Very Berey Sketch Show. We just put out a sketch called The Package, and we're trying to get some views on there. So I would appreciate some views, likes, and comments on that YouTube video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Giovanni. That was
Thank
very
you,
beautiful.
Giovanni. I'm gonna view that sketch.
I too will be viewing this sketch. I want to see some people in the chat also saying they're going to view that sketch.
View that sketch.
What's this? Oh, what do you think of this?
It's I like when it's sort of you can see the reflections in your glasses.
Oh yeah.
I'll put on my glasses.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
All right, who we got next?
Who's up next?
Who's up next?
Who's up next? There's been some. I believe it's William Banks and Caroline Yost. They're funny and they're in love and they go so crazy. But I've been also told that they're gonna just invade our space for a little bit. So we're just waiting on that. Oh, here they are.
Welcome to the show, everybody.
Are you there?
Yeah, we're there.
We're here. Are you there?
Yeah.
I can feel you.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're live actually. I think we're live right now.
Right now.
Is it-
So are we.
That's fucking sick, you guys.
That's cool.
Whoa!
Yes!
What's up? That's
Yes!
how are you two doing?
Oh, not great, but
Not
you
so
know,
good.
just try-
Yeah.
Late night crew.
We're staying
Yeah.
healthy, staying happy.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So
Um,
how have your sex lives been?
Extremely barren.
Wasteland.
Wasteland.
Wow.
Turns out.
Kiss, 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 kiss,
Kiss her through the cam. Kiss her through the cam.
Well, there you go.
What
So that's
about
a little bit
how
of
about you,
something.
Julia? How's your sex life been?
That's all right. And that's all I'll say.
Kiss, kiss,
Kiss and tell.
Kiss, kiss, squaw. Well,
I kiss and tell though, 100%.
Caroline and I have
We're in a relationship.
We're in a
So
relationship.
we're sex experts.
we're sex
Oh,
experts. We have done every single position. We've done every single position that we've researched online.
And that we've imagined in our minds and our bodies.
Yeah, we have a dream journal where independently of each other, we dream of sex positions and we write them down in the dream journal. And then we anonymously submit them to, we've got a box in our apartment that we anonymously can submit these positions to. And then we just,
So
we
no
can do them.
shame.
There's no shame, no judgment. We don't know who submitted
We don't
them.
know who submitted what. But basically, we want to invite you guys to partake in this sort of,
We're proposing a virtual foursome right now.
and we want you guys to, what's a position that you've always wanted to try, but you've never been able to like do, or you just heard of it and you're like, oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Anything 0G.
Anything 0G.
Yeah.
Like on a plane that's flipping 1,000.
Yeah, exactly.
Zero gravity.
Anything 0G.
Okay, so we can sort of show you maybe what that might look like, a sex position 0G.
We would love that. I'd love that.
Trigger warning, William's not wearing pants.
My pants, yeah, that's not a sexual thing. That's just my pants didn't fit.
Can we blow them up? Can we see them? Can we see them big? Because they're about to show us what it's like.
Make them big, Warren.
0G, 0G.
0G gravity.
Gravity.
Watch
Oh
out.
shit, the lighting's horrible.
Not me. No, I'm just big. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
So 0G. So as you see, there's a bed here, but we won't be using it because this is 0G.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah, that felt good. Grab my titty again.
I'm grabbing her. Wait, am I in space? No, it's just zero gravity.
Zero gravity. We're in a simulator, not in space.
All fluid floats. All fluid floats.
All fluid floats.
All the fluid.
All the fluid floats.
Floats.
Yeah, so William's referring to he ejaculated and it was floating.
And
so
also, not
that's
just
a
me,
position.
she did too. So that was just an example of what it could
Let's turn this
be.
way for the light.
Yeah.
Right. That's cool.
Super erotic, you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But even if it's not space related, even if it's just typical, that's something that so Caroline and I, we've started a new thing during the pandemic. This was a creation as a way for us to make money since we both lost our jobs, is that we've created an OnlyFans account where we sell videos of and pictures of ourselves naked, and they're fun. We try to
Being
always
funny.
make them funny.
And in love.
Several people have asked us if we will send them blowjob videos.
Just
And
straight on blowjob.
our
videos.
answer is no, because that's not very creative.
Boring.
And we don't just have sex with each other in these videos. We
And blowjobs are a theme in our work already.
Yes. We have a video called Corn Porn. And in this video, I ejaculate.
You have corn on your dick.
I tie a cob of corn to my.
Well, in the video, you grow the corn.
I grow it, and then popcorn comes out. So that's that was a visual joke.
And I eat the corn.
So like the corn cob itself becomes popcorn?
So the corn cob is like on his penis, and then I like eat. Don't I eat it?
She's chewing on it.
Corn off the corn cob penis.
And it sort of reminds you of what.
And then the popcorn is like when he ejaculates, it's like he's made the corn pop.
Oh, it's like he pops the corn.
Yeah.
With his cum.
With his cum.
So that's an example of how you might. It's sort of a marriage between ha 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 and. Yeah, you combine the two elements together in a huge synthesis. So what we wanted to do is demonstrate how we could do it live, and I'm sure everyone who's watching was pleased with our zero gravity.
Everyone was
sort of
super
commission.
We sell commission.
We sell commissions for $50,
and we don't need to promote it too hard because it's actually promoted in one of our videos.
We've submitted Christmas themed videos.
Yeah.
That we've made. One of them is just
Gotta get better light on my
one
face.
of them's traditional, just like anybody can see it. You can show it to your boss. The other one, maybe you can only show it to your fun boss. And I'm not gonna tell you what your relationship, what your work life
and
is,
whether or not it's appropriate.
but my boss.
Just now the computers and zero G.
My boss is the government.
William's on unemployment.
I'm on unemployment.
So I guess unless you guys have any other sort of sex questions that are outstanding that you'd like to talk through with us, we're happy to play our videos now.
Julia, do you have anything that you would like to see these sort of burgeoning professionals act out, or show us how they handle it?
I'm wondering about our friend the penguin.
Oh yeah.
The penguin.
Aerosol.
His name is Aerosol. Their name is Aerosol, and they might be looking to be in a throuple.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're extremely single. So if you have any tips or know anyone,
might be
let us
interested
know.
in them.
Okay. Hey, Aerosol.
Hey, Aerosol. Welcome to the throuple.
I love your scarf. It's
My name's
cute.
William. Her name's Caroline. Your name's
Aerosol. We're all in love.
We're all in love. We buy each other gifts. We play each other songs on the radio.
Everyone kiss Aerosol.
Hi, Aerosol.
Good. Yeah, I can't believe Aerosol found love before the end of the show.
That's like one of the biggest plot lines of this whole show that's been completely wrapped up thanks to you guys. So I don't know. That's extremely satisfying for me. Should we move on to the videos?
Yes, please.
Yeah, let's do
the
the
third act of 2020. And, then the third
And
act
we
of
don't know
the
what
story.
order they will play in, and it's up to you, our audience, to decide which one is the regular video and then which one is the more sexual video.
Right. Losers get banned.
From Twitch.
Comments go off.
What are you baking?
Christmas cookies. They're not ready. When they're ready, I'll show you.
Can I just get one cookie?
Go. Oh, drink your milk. I poured
Okay.
a glass of milk just like Santa.
Just like Santa?
Close your eyes.
My eyes are closed.
Which cookie do you want?
Those don't look anything like Christmas cookies. I'll take the sled.
No, they spell something. The
They
cookies.
spell something. I'm pregnant. What does that word mean?
It's missing. You ate the N. That wasn't a sled. It was an N. I'm pregnant.
I'll have the
No,
Christmas
William,
tree.
I'm pregnant.
What?
Merry Christmas.
It's Christmas Eve. Why the fuck would you tell me that you're pregnant on Christmas Eve?
Wait, what is going on?
Christmas Eve is supposed about Christmas.
Well, we can still do regular Christmas stuff.
Like what? Well, how about we're a normal Christmas Eve? Oh, I forgot. You're pregnant. Spike Eggnog will kill our baby. Frosty, Rudolph, the three wise men. None of those people can get pregnant. Take it back.
I'm not taking it
Take
back.
it back.
No.
Make cookies that say I'm not pregnant. You ruined Christmas. I was gonna hang out with Santa.
You were not.
If Santa came, I would have gotten to hang out with him because Rudolph knows me. I had work with Rudolph.
You're no.
I hear it's supposed to be a white Christmas. Not that I'll be able to enjoy it. I'll be learning how to change diapers on YouTube.
We're not having the baby tonight. We're having the baby in like 9 months. You don't understand. Santa brought this gift. He dropped it down the chimney and into my belly for you.
Oh. Okay, that's actually a really helpful way for me to think about it. Yeah, that sounds great, actually. I love Santa. Hey everyone.
Hey everyone.
We're a real life couple. We'd like to send you a warm holiday greeting.
No matter your religion or race or sexual orientation.
If you have loved ones, give the gift of our OnlyFans to them this holiday season.
You can give your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, and your children.
18 plus.
And now here's a gift for you.
Let's open it up.
Wow!
William and Caroline.
William and Caroline elves.
Dolls.
Let's play with them.
Hey, William.
Hi, Caroline. Let me eat your pussy in Santa's workshop.
Bend over, William.
Yes.
William.
Peg me. Yes. Thank
You
you.
like that?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, choke me, choke me, choke me.
I don't want to do it too hard.
Okay, don't do it too
Is that
hard.
okay?
Yeah, that was fine. Let me just watch.
I'm wet with sugar juice.
I'm gonna nutmeg.
I squirted eggnog.
See,
Now let's just
good.
hold each other and
Let's cuddle.
Yeah. We're back. Julia's on her phone. Oh, embarrassing. Embarrassing as hell. Let's thank William and Caroline for their extremely informative look into the world of OnlyFans.
I just want to say to William and Caroline, it doesn't mean that I wasn't watching the videos. I text while I watch.
Well, I'm gonna leave you to dig yourself out of that hole. I believe we have the final act of the night coming up. Is that true? I think that is true.
I think that is true.
Everyone who has stuck around, who has watched this, just like thanks a lot. Really means a lot.
Yeah.
We
thanks
love you
for being
all.
with us. The last out of caution of the year.
Of the year.
2019.
Of 2019. Of 2020. Whoa. My brain.
Oh, dude. You need to go to sleep and wake up again.
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know if we want to like show anything. I mean, the only thing that I have left really in my bag of tricks is this guy.
Oh yeah. What's his name again?
Tumbo.
No. We had another name for him.
Oh, I forgot.
Infinity War. That's his name.
This guy's name is Infinity War.
Yeah.
You know, if you're a real cinema head, you'll get that one. This is Infinity War, and he tells me what to do on the stream. That's all I really have to say about that. He's the little king of the stream.
Yeah, our little king.
Yeah, you'll get the reference Infinity War if you're a real
film buff.
If you're a real film buff. But anyway, so we're about to go into our final act, and this is a really special act. They've all been really special, but this is even more special just because it's the final act, and also it's Yackez. I'm a huge fan of Yackez. Just FYI, I'm a huge fan of everybody, but I've been a fan of Yackez for a very long time. That is John and Larissa Velez Jackson. Yackez is the world's most lovable art pop duo. I think we're just going to leave it at that because that sounds nice. But anyway, it's our final act. And, you know, I got to go talk to Infinity War.
What is this thing called light that's supposed to show us the way when it seems like the night always conquers every day? Where can we find the sign and know that it's true? How will we know the line that means to seek shelter or cross through? Mysteriously okay. There's a reason, just like the seasons. Don't fret, don't roll, never give up hope. As long as there's life, some breath inside. Or living, touch those crystals and burn some sage. It's a new day and a new age. All day I aim to meditate. Sometimes I can't tell if I'm asleep or awake. Mysteriously okay. I'm mysteriously okay.
Dancing in starlight, we are strangers to reality, drifting along aimlessly. Memories come and then they go. Some fade, others grow. Tonight, let's make the night our own. Slide away from time with the moon as our chaperone. Don't look for deeper meanings, get stuck in the mud. Be merry all your days, cause you never know when you'll run out of luck. Find a pier out on the sea to bring us to land safely. Let's make the night our own, slide away from time with the moon as our chaperone. I can shift dimensions, I can change my face and say things have never been spoken. Long time, no see, you and me, we should be together. Slide away from time with the moon as our chaperone. And be mysteriously okay.
What is this thing called light that's supposed to show us the way when it seems like the night always conquers
mysteriously okay. There's a reason, just like the seasons. Don't fret, don't hold, never give up hope. As long as there is life, a breath, even a sigh, you are living. Touch those crystals and burn some sage. It's a new day and a new age. All day I let my consciousness stream. I really can't tell if this is real or a dream. Mysteriously okay. I'm mysteriously okay.
Hey everyone. That was really beautiful. Oh my gosh. I love that song. It's mysteriously okay. Give some claps in the chat.
Yeah, give
Put
some
some claps in the chat for Yackez.
Very great
So
introduction, says Jaime Wright. Who is the Saturn? Who is the Jupe?
true. Please follow Yackez. Please follow everyone who has performed tonight. It's been such an amazing night. So many people, so many little testaments to the year that was, and some hopeful testaments to the year that will be. I hope everyone's doing okay. I hope everyone feels all right. And I think this has been out of caution.
Yeah, this has been out of caution. Hope everyone's doing okay. No one is really doing okay, but hope you're doing okay.
We hope there'll be a moment where you will do okay. And I just we'll do a little recap of tonight. Aerosol found love. Infinity War was revealed. We played some Jenga. Does anyone remember this?
And I will
And there's
leave you.
Julia.
And there's me. I will leave you with these guys.
Remember that there are 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for coming out. Stick around in the chat if you want to chat it up. We'll be there for a minute. Bye.
Bye. Love you.
Love you.